It says right there in black and white, write in your first name and last name, add the date, and turn in for 100 on this quiz. Hi, I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life. So it's Friday story time, and it's August, and college classes are starting back up. So how about some class stories? Well, my dad told a story of his time in college, and he was in this class, and the professor was kind of old school, and well, they ran into a situation. See, at the time, there was a rule that if you were a full professor, that you were given 15 minutes from the time class was supposed to start until they should leave and expect that you weren't going to be there. It was like a professional courtesy thing. So anyway, one day the class is full and 10 minutes go by and then 15 and the kids are talking and at like 20 minutes they decide, okay, let's go. Dude's not showing up. Well, the next class, the professor comes in. He's there and he lets everyone know that he gave a pop quiz last week and they all got a 0. Wait a minute, they said. We gave you 20 minutes. We're only supposed to give you 15. You weren't here, and so we left. No, he says. My hat was here, and if my hat's here, I'm here. And when I gave the quiz, none of you were here, so you all got 0s. Well, not long after that, they were at class one day, and the professor wasn't there. And they looked, and his hat was there, and they were ready, and after 20 minutes, they left. See, they left hats on their chairs. Well, next class period, the professor comes in and he lets everyone know that they had gotten 0s on a pop quiz the week before. And they were like, whoa, wait a minute, professor, our hats were here, so we were here. He says, I know, but I gave your hats a pop quiz and they all got 0s. See, his point was that you have to handle your part and don't try to fight the system because you're going to be the one that loses. So many years later, I'm in college, and there were 2 key instances where professors did similar life lessons. Now, in one class, we had this big quiz, and it was a big portion of our grade, and it was kind of key. And this professor was big on teaching about the real world and what happened in the real world. Well, the quiz starts, and I read through the header, and I fill in my name, and there it is. I look around like I'm on camera, and nobody's looking up. And I look at the professor, and he's looking down, and I can't really believe it. See, there it is, right there on the page. It says, right there in black and white, write in your first name and last name, add the date, and turn in for 100 on this quiz. I'm like, is this a trick? I'm not sure. So I wait a little bit, and I'm really debating myself. And I look through the quiz, and I probably know most of it, but there's sure as hell no way I'm going to get 100 on it. So finally I decide, well, you know what? I'm just going to wait 10 more minutes and I'm going to roll the dice. I fill in my name, first name and last. I fill in the date. I pack up my stuff. I take my quiz to the front and I set it on the table. The professor looks at me and I look at him and he looks at my quiz and he smiles and he nods and I head out. Where all my classmates are like, what the hell, man? They knew I was smart, but not that smart. And, well, to make a long story longer, I got my 100 and my classmates learned an important lesson. So maybe a semester or 2 after that, I was in a dynamics class. And we have this quiz and it's about friction and momentum and other stuff. And well, I get to this one problem. And it's got a refrigerator on an angled slope and a rope at an angle is pulling it at an angle. And I've just got to come clean here. See, trigonometry is not my thing. See, in trig in high school, I had ended up with the 3 hottest girls in our class, one in front of me, one behind me, and one to the left of me. And I spent the whole semester trying to go out with them and get in their pants, not learn sine, cosine, and tangent. Well, anyway, everything on this problem is at an angle, and I know I can do the problem, but I read the question, and then I read it again, and then again. And I'm like, surely dude didn't mean to do this. There's like a half a page of paper here for us to work out our solution. But the question is very clear. The question says, what force F will move the refrigerator? Well, I use a very small portion of that half page, and I write 1 million pounds. Now, the professor told me when he handed back our quizzes a few weeks later, he goes, you got me, and he never said another word. So, morals of the story, don't game the system because only you will be the one that's hurt, and don't make it any harder than it needs to be. Good luck in class. Like and subscribe. Watch to the end. It helps us with the algorithms. I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life, and we'll make you better.